Hey guys, so I was supposed to be doing a reveal video today. However, there was a holdup with customs. My plants, they're not happy. They're sad plants. So I'm not gonna do a reveal because they don't want anybody to see them looking like that. I don't blame them. So I'm gonna try to nurse them back to health and stuff, and hopefully here in a couple of weeks I'll be able to show you the plants that I got. I did post the one picture of the Glorious that looks beautiful, so you did get to see it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it actually keeps its leaves. A lot of times during acclimation, plants tend to lose their leaves. It just happens, and nothing can be done about it. So instead today I am going to do another propagation video, going over my methods of propagating and the products that I use, etc., etc. Some of you have already seen my propagation videos or methods, so refresher, I suppose. Okay, so this scraggly, crazy looking lady right here is one of my Royal Queen philodendrons, and when I got this, it was all kinds of crazy. I already beheaded it once right about here. Here is the beautiful top cutting, looking wonderful. Got a new leaf getting ready to come out, and so since that did well, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to cut this up and propagate this, because it's wonky. You can see, let's see, how can I get you to see? Can you see that little, there it is. Now you can see, you see that little baby right there. So I will probably cut this back to about here. So then it will be left with 2 leaves here to help with this, because there is also another active bud down here that is trying to grow. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this and stuff, and walk you through the process of where I cut and why, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm gonna take this out of here, and first thing, need some nice sharp shears. These I have just sprayed with 99.9% isopropyl alcohol to help make sure that they are germ free. So my first cut, if you can see, I'm going to go right here in between these 2 nodes, because I have nice new growth coming from both of these, and I have faith that I can root those. So I'm going to go ahead and cut right in between here, closer to this one, so that this top part has more with it. A lot of times you should cut to where there's at least 2 nodes. However, I've already rooted this once, and I'm pretty sure that this, at least this top portion, is going to root really well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this at an angle right there. And so you can see here, there's my node there, and it's got this beautiful new growth coming there, and then one nice older leaf, so that'll make a decent cutting. The next one, I'm actually going to go down, and I'm going to give this one 2 nodes. So I'm going to cut this one down to here. This node right here, you can see it even has a bit of growth, an activated bud right there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that there, and you can see that bud there on the side. And this is a little bitty one, but it will grow. Now from here, I've got, let me spin this around so you can see, there's another active growth point right here. And these nodes are kind of far apart. Also, once you get down into this, what I'm going to say, woodier areas, it gets a little bit harder. It gets a little bit harder to root. So this one, I'm only going to make 1 cut here. I'm going to cut it down here. So there's 1, 2, 3 nodes on this one. Actually, I'm going to cut it just a little bit lower, like that. The reason why is because when I put this into the cup, I am going to stack that moss all the way up and around, so that way I can increase my chances of getting some root activation from these nodes. Because like I said, on these harder, older, woodier sections like this, it can be a little bit harder to actually get it to root. It takes a little bit more work and a little bit more patience. So now this one, I'm just going to leave this be right like this. You can see that baby leaf right in there, and if you look real close, you can see that active growth right next to it. So yeah, and there's another bud over here that may or may not activate. We'll see what happens. I might put some kiki paste on there and see if I can get it going. But still 2 good leaves. They're a little bit sun stressed. They're also older leaves. So, but I'm gonna put this up, and then I'll show you what we do next. All right, so this right here is a bowl of water and hormone powder. This is the hormone powder that I've mixed in there. It's Azos growth promoter. I really like this stuff. It works really well. I mix it in with the water, and then I soak my sphagnum because I like to root in sphagnum. I do not do water rooting. You've got way more risk at rot, I feel like, personally, with just straight water rooting. So I am also going to use this Technoflora Root Tech cloning gel, and I'm going to put a little bit of that on there too, just because, like I said, those woodier spots are a little bit harder to get to root. So I'm going to take my, holy crap, timber, I kicked the stand over. Goodness, guys, help me. Okay, hold on. There we go. Sorry. I'm gonna put my sphagnum in here. And I really do like using sphagnum. I have done water propagating, and I have done soil propagation, and sphagnum just, I have gotten the fastest and best results. So I'm going to sit here and squeeze this and get this sphagnum to soak up all of this water hormone mixture. And I like it. The thought process, at least my thought process behind doing it this way, is that with the hormone being in and absorbed into the sphagnum and stuff, every time I water it and stuff like that, it's got that rooting hormone in there. Instead of sometimes, you put the powder on there, you put the gel on there, and then by the time you've packed it all in, it's all wiped off. So this way, it's kind of in there. All right, so it's all good and squishy and great. So now I personally like to use clear plastic cups to do my propagating. Mainly because you can see through them, so there's no tug test to see if your plant is rooted or not. You literally can just look and see if it's rooted. So, drop my marker. There we go. I'm going to take my Sharpie, and I'm going to write today's date, which is 3/9/20, and oh why, Royal Queen. Okay, so I'm going to put, there's a little stick in there. I'm going to wring it out, not completely, but you don't want it to be sopping wet, just a little bit damp. So I'm going to put some sphagnum in there first, and then I'm going to take my little guy. Oh, I'm dropping everything today, guys. It's been rough. So I'm going to take my rooting gel here, and I'm just going to dab and rub and dab and rub that rooting gel all over and around these nodes. Now, a lot of times I would do this with a Q-tip rather than my finger, but there's not a whole lot of gel left in this container, and I've got a few more propagations to do, so I'll probably end up using all of it today. Alright, so then I'm going to place this, I'm going to try and get it as centered and as upright as possible. And I'm going to wring out some more. Oh, hold on. There we go. And then I'm going to slowly pack this down around that cutting. And I like to pack it in pretty tight because I feel like there's more contact between the rooting hormone in the sphagnum and the nodes themselves. And I also feel like with it being tighter on there, it just encourages rooting faster. So here's this one. You can see, hopefully, because you all know about my camera skills. So there's that one. I'm going to go ahead and do the next two the same way. Here we are. Here are the three propagations, and I will put them in my propagation chamber, which I will show you about that at another time. But in the propagation chamber, there is artificial lighting and maintained temperature and humidity. There's also maintained temperature and humidity in here in the greenhouse, but I don't have enough space in here. So anyways, there we go. Here they are. Hope you learned something. See you later.